Welcome to episode 2 of Beers with the Bros podcast. We talk sports, we talk movies, and everything in between. It's your boy Brad. The Brettman's here, and Chris is here as well. Thank you for everybody who tuned in for episode 1. We've had some good positive feedback so far on that, so we appreciate the kind words and any other feedback, if you will. Today marks basically the kickoff for the college football season. I know we had some games last weekend. We're going to talk about a big one that happened, but today's going to be basically our college football kickoff episode. We're going to be talking about a lot of changes to college football this year, a lot of fun stuff to do there, and plus we're going to do some other things too. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. So excited to be here yet again. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, man, I am back. I just got back from Bald Head Island, North Carolina for a week. Nice relaxation. And I'm just glad to be back and work on a lot of these projects, definitely with Beers for the Bros, because, again, we had a very good first episode. And I think the only direction we need to go is freaking up, baby.
I like it. Chris, how are you, my friend?
I feel good, man. Had the day off. Been drinking a couple of beers here. I'm on the sour train today. Got a mango guava pineapple here, and it is soothing the soul. So, cheers.
Got a classic Scofflaw Basement Pog IPA. Deliciousness. It's always a good.
And who doesn't love a good Pog? You know.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. Well, we had a lot of fun stuff happen over the weekend, man. We had an epic college football kickoff game, Georgia Tech versus number 10 Florida State in Dublin, Ireland, and what a way to kick off the football season with a huge upset. Number 10 Florida State going down to Georgia Tech. You know, I love upsets, so I wasn't upset with it. Florida State was a little upset, but I wasn't upset with it. The atmosphere was rocking. It looked like a lot of fun out there in Ireland. But what a game, man. What a game. What a way to kick off this season. You know, taking off one of the playoff contenders, just like that game one in Ireland. What'd you guys think about that matchup?
And I was at work. I did not get a chance to actually watch it. I saw highlights after the fact and things like that. I know the outcome. Watched a lot of replay of it, but I did not, man. I wish I could have seen it in real time, but it's all just replay for me.
First off, let me tell you what I really think about this. Check out this guy right here. Freaking bring back 90s style linebacking. The most linebacker you could possibly find.
What it looks like is it looks like the dude from the Replacements, the SWAT guy that comes out there and starts fucking duking people.
John Favreau, dude.
Yeah, John Favreau. That's right. That was him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks just like that's the whole time I remember seeing him up there. That's the only thing I could think. You want the ball? I'm gonna get you the ball. You want the ball?
I need that ball. Get me the ball.
You need the ball.
Get me the ball.
Get you the ball.
Are you going to get me the ball?
I'll get you the ball.
Yeah, it's either that or like he's done nothing but shoulder shrugs like since he was 4 years old.
I'll tell you this, though. This guy can freaking hit, though. If you actually saw it, like jokes aside, this guy can freaking hit. And not only can that guy hit, Georgia Tech was such a fun football team to watch. They had a really good ground and pound game, and that's what made all the difference. That Florida State just couldn't control the ground and pound. They got brand new defensive coordinators. They were pretty much dead last in everything the season prior. So they changed all that up. And man, what a freak. I'm not sure if that's a difference maker between Georgia Tech's defense or just this DJ guy from Florida State. It's just fucking dog shit. Because what was at one point? He was 12 of 14 for 91 yards, and he averaged air ball time of -1 yards. Like, how is that even fucking possible? Like, guys, I don't know yet. Florida State, there's still time to recover from this, but I'm glad those bastards lost after all the complaining they did for missing the playoff last year. So you know what? Good on them. And plus, we're the University of Tennessee fans. We always love when Florida State sucks.
Well, you know, it was rough for them because, you know, they had a great season last year. Florida State did tremendous. You know, 12-0, won the championship.
The defense.
They got kicked out of the playoffs because their quarterback went down. Got destroyed by Georgia in the Orange Bowl, and now they're coming back to this. So actually, I do kind of feel bad for the fans of Florida State. I know I've been there. I know what it's like to go through that frustrating. You know, it happens. It's still happening to us on a constant basis. So I get it.
Every year, bud.
But, you know, at the same time, I think that they looked like ass. And Georgia Tech, at the same time, they had that 14-play, 8.5-minute drive or whatever. That was awesome to see old school football, and their defense, like you said, looks stout. So I'm excited to see what they can do in the ACC this year. They have a tough schedule this year, man. They really do. A lot of road games. Of course, they got Georgia, coming in as well.
Oh, and another thing, I was just wanting to give great credit just to Dublin, Ireland. What a great atmosphere for college game day. The day before Dad getting Pat McAfee and Seamus blackout drunk, because Pat McAfee was freaking feeling it, dude. But so great props to Dublin, Ireland for being an awesome environment. Not for just the day before, not for game day, for college game day, like the pre-show, but the actual game itself. Beautiful stadium. It rained a little bit, but other than that, all the conditions were great. The atmosphere from the crowd was great. So I definitely want more football games than Dublin, Ireland in the future.
Pat McAfee was fucking hammered, dude.
Hey, Trotman. Hop, 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 hop.
That was the highlight. As soon as that rolled in, someone at work had sent it around in a group chat, and I was like, surely he's not that hammered. Like, it feels like it's so early. They're all
dude,
great.
It's just fucking hilarious.
It's all gold, dude.
And he comes back. All right, we're going to talk some football now. Let's get back to sports talk. We're bringing on so-and-so.
Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
Jordan Travis. All right, so here we go, Chris. You're running the fun segment for us today, kind of a joint thing we're going to be doing today. So tell us what we're doing, man. What is it?
Okay, so this is the box office top 10 porno name game, right? Easy to remember. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to take the top 10 films of the box office for this weekend, and we are going to go around the room and we're going to make porno names out of those top 10 movies at the box office. You guys dig it?
Down. I do. I'm always anything porn related. I'm down.
Okay, so we've got Deadpool and Wolverine, Alien, Romulus, It Ends With Us, Blink Twice, The Crow, Twisters, The Forge, Despicable Me. Is there a subtitle with Despicable Me?
I don't think so, but there's about to be.
Okay, and then wait a goddamn minute. And Inside Out 4. I've got a great one
guys.
for Inside Out.
Guys, let's keep freaking
Inside Pal.
Dickable. Hey, Dickable Me. It's a great movie.
That's all right. Cool.
Okay,
Bertie, I got to know what you have for Deadpool and Wolverine, man.
Dead Pussy and Wolver Penis.
I had Head Pull and Wolver Cream.
I like that too.
That's like a good buddy comedy, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good start. You got a couple people paired up. Heads are getting pulled. Horror cream. Whores of cream. Horror cream.
Next up,
that's what I want. Dick Pool and whore cream. That's what I want.
Okay.
Wait, is that too similar to yours though?
No, I don't think so. Dick Pull and Whore Cream.
Yeah, I like that. That's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
It's a dick pull.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I mean, dicks are getting pulled, I guess.
Yeah. It's
cream pies.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an all Sarah V porno. Next, we got Alien Romulus. Okay.
And for this one, I'm going to go with Alien Come You Lass.
Oh my god. Okay.
And for this one, I actually had Aliens Coming in My Ass. So
even better. Damn.
Alien Analus.
Hey, no orifice to even get into, but
The xenomorph popping out the anatomy of a human hole.
Oh god.
Number 3, we have It Ends With Us. What you boys got?
It ends with dick.
That's true. I was thinking something. I got It Ends in Us.
Okay. Damn it. I wanted to go more complicated. I just had It Ends With Puss.
I was going to say It Ends With Butts at one point, but that's good too. As long as it's ending somewhere, I think it's fine. Doesn't really matter.
Next up, we've got Blink Twice. I've got Shake Twice. The all urine extravaganza.
Oh, God.
Okay, next up, we've got The Crow.
The Crow. Cause and Cox.
Yeah, the cock.
Okay.
Cause and Cox.
Oh, come on, guys.
Call your cock.
I've got The Flow. The biggest cum shooters of all time. It's a collection, and it's a Come on, it's like a Peter North comeback. All right, next up we've got Twisters.
Twinsters.
Oh, and twin. Okay.
And the twins.
Okay.
Titty twisters all suck, no blow.
Oh, baby. I love it. That's a good time that I'd watch. Twisters. I've got it, baby. Fisters. Yeah, baby. Elbow deep. If I had to put a subtitle in there. Fisters, elbow deep. Next up is
That's awesome.
Next up is The Forge.
The foreskin.
Oh, baby. The all docking extravaganza.
Oh,
Yeah, the dogs.
Yeah.
Johnny used to work on the docks.
Hey, Johnny's out there
Forge.
still working on the dock somewhere.
The Forge ... of horrors. I like that. You could do something good with that title.
Well, I was going to go with The Floor, cleaning up the whole house with your mouth. But I can't. Listen, there's something out there for everybody, okay?
Oh God, that just reminds me of that time in Chattanooga.
Lastly, not lastly, I guess, before number 9, Despicable Me.
Stickable me.
Yeah, dickable me, this dick and me, this pick of me. This dick and me. This dick and me. Yeah, I like that. This dick and me.
I'm so sorry we're ruining your kids' movies right now.
I voted against it, but I got pulled in. I tried to get out, and they pulled me back in.
I'm sure you got pulled in, if you know what I mean.
I've got Retractable Me. The all micro penis funhouse. And lastly, Inside Out 4, which I think you meant to put Inside Out 2, but it doesn't matter. Let's just Inside Out something.
Inside puss.
Classic. Inside.
Bernie's just adding the word puss to each title.
Hey, it works. It almost works with everything.
It does.
Inside clout. No, that's not right. Inside. Inside. I'm trying to think of a name that rhymes with
Inside
out.
clit.
Inside clit. Inside Clint. Hey.
Okay. The
Clint.
Clint Eastwood porn that was never
No,
released.
the end is silent.
And I've simply got Inside Me. Oh. That was the whole freight there. So I appreciate your participation here, fellas. I think
absolutely. And everybody listening and watching, what do you know? What are some of your poor names for these 10 movies? Let us know in that comment section.
Birdie boy, I got a question for you, man. It's your time. You're going to be just running the competition this week, against Chris and myself, and we're ready to see what you have in mind, pal.
Man, I had a couple of ideas, man. If it's just along the vacay, me and my brother and my stepbrother had a conversation about comedies. So I figured let's just take it back, take it back for last week, and let's do another draft. But this time we're gonna do comedy movies. So we're gonna do 5 comedy movies in a snake draft order. Chris, you are the first pick, man.
Okay, the first pick. So it's on me to select Austin Powers.
Wait, which one?
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh, damn.
Give me The Hangover and give me Liar Liar.
See, Brad's attacking in my personal favorites.
See, yeah, he's
being smart. It's being smart.
He's pandering, dude. You need to count points off.
But no, that's okay because Chris, you started off with The Spy Who Shagged Me, and that's my favorite of 3 Austin Powers movies. So far, good start for everybody. But Chris, you get these next 2 picks.
Okay, back to back, baby. I would be a fool not to take Dumb and Dumber. So I've got to do it. I got to get it off the board. And there's another one here. I just can't live without it. I have to take it. I'm going to have to take Old School.
Ooh,
one of my personal favorites.
Damn, Old School is damn. Okay, so here,
I say Old School is one of the most underrated comedy movies of all time.
Absolutely.
For some reason, it gets forgotten and it's bullshit.
This is hard because it's like, okay, let's go 90s here. Give me Happy Gilmore and give me Tommy Boy.
Ooh,
okay.
See, Brad went with some of his favorites.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with one that I'm not sure. I don't know how either of you feel about this, but I think Brad hates it, but it's one of my, I don't think I've laughed at a theater harder than when I saw this. I'm going to go with Borat.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm going to go with the one that gets quoted more often. I'm going to go with Dodgeball.
Oh, not Dodgeball. How did
Oh.
I not think of Dodgeball?
How did
Oh.
Brad not think of Dodgeball? Because Brad
That's-
knows how much I love Dodgeball.
And that's like my second favorite too. I was overthinking it. Damn it. All right, give me
Brad, I'll let you know if you get one pick, I think you have a chance to win to seal it.
Now,
gonna
God
take
damn
it.
it. You can't
I
say that.
think it all depends
gonna-
if he can get this last pick.
I'm going to take a gamble here. Oh, dude, there's so many different things I could pick for. It comes down to one pick.
It really
does
does
come-
because like 4 of my picks are like you all mentioned 4 of my picks.
How does Scary Movie sound?
Scary Movie is a fucking great one too. The one I was thinking of is Wedding Crashers.
Oh man, see, if I was going like I was thinking about Birdie the whole time, and I know I shouldn't, but I do. I need to.
Well, you included some of
if
your deals.
That's true, but I
I
didn't.
was thinking about that. There's a couple that popped up on here, man. I almost went with Joe Dirt. Some other shit popped up like Big Lebowski, but I took it last week, so I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, that's the same thing too. As I know you just mentioned that last week.
And then like Goonies and Beetlejuice, but they're kind of have other elements in there, It's like it's not strictly a comedy, so I digress. We picked
Here's
what
the
we
deal.
picked. What you got, Birdie?
After going like matchup to matchup here, honestly, is freaking even. This is really tough, so I'm just gonna really just go down. Just like to the last one here. I think Chris barely beat you, Brad. So I'm gonna go with Chris with Dodgeball. Dodgeball sealed it for him. But I love the fact you did Scary Movie because I love that movie too. But if we were just doing like an actual big time comedy, Dodgeball gets it because I knew Brad was getting ready to say Dodgeball.
I like Chris's list more than mine anyway.
Because Dumb and Dumber's on there because that's
and Dodgeball. That's my 2 favorite movies. I just didn't want to come out the gate with those because I know. Well, Dodgeball, for whatever, just blanked my mind. I didn't want to come out with Dumb and Dumber because I know you don't really care much for the movie, but it's mine. It's my favorite
For me.
My name is Bud. I like you. I like
you go.
sex. It nice. Here's another thing too, you fucking assholes. We freaking quote this freaking movie all the time.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Holy shito.
Oh, it should have been Beverly Hills Ninja. It should have been all Chris Farley movies, man.
It really honestly should at that point. But
Little Roots.
Maybe in a future episode we could just do a Chris Farley tournament.
100%. That's actually not a bad idea.
And let us know in the comments section if if I'm just full of shit and Brad's list of movies is better, or is it Chris? Let us know in that comment section down below. And also, if we forgot any other comedy movies, let us know too, because we love comedy movies on here.
Absolutely, dude.
We only picked 10, so.
Okay, so that was fun. Can't wait to see what's in store next week for those segments. But we're here today to talk about the college football kickoff. We got a whole slew of games coming out week 1 this week. Excited about it, pumped about it. We're going to be picking some games here in just a little bit. But first, before we do any of that, we're going to talk about some of the conference changes. There's been a lot of movement this offseason from people moving to the SEC. The Pac-12's all but gone. Some crazy stuff. We're going to go through conference by conference, talk about those changes, and then on top of that, we're going to pick the conference champion who we think is going to win, and I'm excited about that. And then at the end, we're going to fill out. We're not going to fill out, but we're going to predict 12 teams that's going to go to the college football playoff this year. Birdie, why don't you tell us a little bit about the ACC this year? Big changes all around. We got people coming over from all over the country to go to the Atlantic Coastal Conference. So who joined us over there?
Oh man, who joined us, man? And we got California, SMU, and Stanford. What the fuck? That's like that's the most random teams you could take out of the Pac-12, or like I even forgot where SMU came from. I'm pretty sure they came from the American Conference last year. I'm pretty sure about that. But you know what? You think SMU would be joining the Big 12 of all the freaking teams, and that West Virginia can go join the ACC. You think like geographically that makes sense. And I can't imagine as a player to traveling. Like if you're like at Florida State and you got to play a road game at Stanford or at California, do you know how long a pain in the ass in traveling that's going to be? Even though they did Dublin, Ireland, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's almost the same though. I mean, it's not far off. It's from the geographics are out the window. 100%. There's no rules anymore. What they did with the ACC confirms that Atlantic Coastal Conference, and you have people from the Pacific Coast in your conference. No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But
Why did they
nonetheless,
just rename the conference?
they should have at least done that. We're working towards these super conferences. I mean, it could be much more simplified. And I think it will be eventually. They're working through some shit. They got, they're working through some problems right now, and they're going to get there eventually. I don't know. But either way, ACC is big now. We got several teams. I think it's one of the bigger conferences now. It has all your classic
17?
ACC. Yeah, it's a lot. And I think it's got all your classic teams in there. Who do you have winning the ACC this year?
17 schools in the ACC now.
Yeah, I was about to say still 17. So yeah, daggum. But I'll tell you who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Florida State. And I would love to do the Yellow Jackets just for the hell of it, but it is way too early. We just need to see if it's Florida State messing up or if Georgia Tech's really the big deal. But here's who I'm going to personally go with. I'm going to go a little outside the box here. And Pat McAfee made a big point about this particular team. And I kind of did a little research. This is a very veteran team, and I think they got the tools to make it to places. And I'm actually going to go with Virginia Tech.
No, Enter Sandman.
Damn.
Or that's the one.
Yeah, plus one of the best entrances in all of college football too is Enter the Sandman too. Because that's like my fantasy theme is Enter the Sandman when I get pumped up for the fantasy day. Yeah, every Sunday, right at 12:55, every Sunday before the NFL games start, I always just crank it up to like the highest volume of Enter the Sandman to get myself pumped up and ready.
And he's always naked when he does it. And then he also calls himself the Sandman.
Well, now, why would you do that, man?
Who's the fucking Sandman?
He's pouring milk on himself. Me, myself, and I. Why would you tell people that?
I like the pick though. That's a little out there. That would be really cool to see them win. Because as we know, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. The conference winners are guaranteed a playoff spot. So, Chris, what do you think? What do you have for the ACC?
Okay, now granted, this is coming from the person that knows the rosters and things in the coaching debacles the least. Okay, I follow college football the least, so this is kind of a crapshoot for me. Fuck them, Florida State. Take it.
Okay,
you're going Florida State?
You're still believing in them.
FSU?
Yeah, I mean they shit the bed, but I don't give a fuck about that. No, Florida State.
You think they'll come around? Okay, cool. I like it. I thought they looked like ass.
Wait, who did you say? Did you say FSU or what did you say?
Yeah, you said FSU. You said FSU.
Yeah, I did. I thought you said SMU. Yeah. I don't know.
No. All right, for me though, I am going to go Miami this year. I feel good about it.
Woo-hoo!
I don't know. The ACC to me is up for grabs. Could be Clemson, but I feel like Miami kind of finally makes the turn this year with Mario Cristobal. They had some good things going last year, but they went out. They got themselves another quarterback. They got some talent around them. I think let's see what happens. I think if it's not this year for Miami, then maybe Mario's not the guy, but we'll see. I think they have a chance, and I'm going to pull for Miami. I think in the ACC. I know it's not going to be Florida State. I don't think Georgia Tech can do it long term.
My gut told me to say Clemson, and I was like, no, I'm going to try and think outside of the box.
But none of us picked Clemson. And I'm cool with that. I think
because
that's
they don't play the transfer portal game, from my knowledge, and that's not Dabo's style. He's like old school, and if you don't refuse to play the new game of college football, you're going to get left in the past, man. So that's why I have no faith in Debo.
No, I don't either. So We'll see what happens. Debo, we'll see him get swamped here this week, actually. But Big Ten, okay, so let's move on to the Big Ten. They made some big changes. Okay, this is traditionally the Ohio State, Michigan conference, and basically everybody else can pound sand. Penn State's in there, usually third place, Iowa. But now they're adding in, listen to this, they're adding in Oregon, UCLA, USC, that's Southern Cal, and Washington, teams from all the way across the country in California and Oregon. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
18 schools now.
18, another big conference, 18 schools.
God
They're
damn.
literally everywhere. They're from Michigan, Ohio, and all the way out in California and Oregon. Geographically speaking, doesn't make a lot of sense. But me, for one, I'm really excited about seeing these matchups. This is a conference that I think needed some more firepower because it was really Ohio State's schedule was always a fucking joke. Aside from the two big games they had every year, it was a joke. So it's going to be fun seeing these matchups. Oregon, Ohio State on the reg, Oregon, Michigan, whatever. I don't know exactly how they're, I think they did away with their divisions too, right, Brett? Or do they keep...
I want to say, like, yeah, if you're a big enough conference like the SEC, as we'll talk about here in a little bit too, like, I think if you're a big ass conference like that, they got rid of divisions and they're just going to take the 2 best teams in that conference, which I think that's great.
I think that's perfect. Divisions are dumb because you have better teams that get left out. And
Always.
yeah, and it always happens that way. Tennessee, we got left out in 2022. We were, the second in SEC overall. LSU went ahead of us to lose to Georgia.
And we kicked their ass.
Yep. Thinking about all this other stuff, though, what kind of new matchups in the Big Ten are you guys excited about, and who do you think wins? I'll start with Birdie.
I easily got you. It's that freaking the most epic week of all of college football, possibly of all time in college football. It's that freaking Saturday, October the 12th schedule, because it has the prime example of the newer teams coming into the Big Ten, and we're finally going to see what this new Big Ten looks like. With the first one being Penn State at USC. That should be a lot of fun right there. Even though I think Penn State's going to outbeat them because USC's got a lot of rebuilding to do, especially after the big disappointment from the previous season. But the big one, the big mega game, that is Ohio State at Oregon. If you want to talk about making a name for yourself as a freaking dynasty, Oregon, that is a must-win game for him.
I concur. I agree. Oregon, Ohio State that's a matchup. That's a new, rivalry within the conference that I'm looking forward to seeing. I say that, rivalry loosely, but I think it makes sense. And I'm really looking forward to that one being a regular thing. That Michigan too. I think overall, I think I'm going to pick. I think I'll pick Oregon to win the Big Ten. Personally,
okay.
I think so. I don't like Michigan's obviously kind of rebuilding. They're reloading this year. New coach. They lost their quarterback. They're still going to be good.
And they're about to be hammered with all the violations of all the fucking cheating they did.
True. So I think they're just a question mark for me in 2024. Ohio State, I don't like Ryan Day. I don't think he's, in these big games, he doesn't have a good record in these big games. He beat Notre Dame, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken, but, lost to Georgia.
Could beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, exactly. It lost to Georgia, which, whatever, that's tough. Lost to Michigan.
He's the Kirk Cousins of CFB coaches.
Yeah, so give me Oregon to pick for the Big Ten.
I mean, I think Oregon's probably the strongest of this batch here because, I mean, like Michigan, as far as like the matchup, I think Michigan and Washington, I'm pretty sure they play each other, and I think that is an interesting matchup because they played each other.
Yes, Washington actually gets to host Michigan this year, and that's a big one for the Washington program to try to make a big impact into the Big Ten.
Right. So I think that as far as the matchup goes, yeah, I think Oregon's probably the strongest of the bunch here, probably to make a stand because everybody else is sort of like rebuilding or in flux or whatever. So yeah, I don't mind that. I'm good with that. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm gonna need help with this pick. So I need the freaking one of the greatest fictional hockey teams of all time to help me out with this. Quack. Quack, 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 no! Quack, quack, quack. Oop, there it is. Oop, quack. Oregon.
Okay. Oregon it is across the board. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's move on to the Big 12, who they lose Texas and Oklahoma this year going to the SEC. Their two biggest hitters gone. Yeah, their two biggest hitters gone. They do add Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. Decent enough. They got a couple decent teams there. Any new matchups we like here? And who's going to win the Big 12?
Anyone involving Colorado, so I can see Colorado get their ass whooped. Fuck Colorado. Like they did all, like they lead the nation right now with 42 combined transfers into the transfer portal. And you're going to tell me that you could just bring on 42 different football players in your program and you expect them to have chemistry and it's just to win immediately. Bullshit. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you this, like Kansas State is supposed to have is a big favorite in the conference this year. And hey, and Arizona's a dangerous team. You need to watch out for Arizona. Kansas is supposed to have a pretty big year too. So Kansas and Kansas State will definitely be a big game to watch out for later on in the year. But you got to go with the team that really has made a strong statement in the Pac-12 and was being the team in the Pac-12. But now they took their talents to the Big 12, and definitely I don't see that. I think they are the team to beat, and the team that will just, you got to put them on their own tier in this conference. You got to go. I got to go with the Utes, man. We got to go with Utah.
Utah, I like it. They're a good team, man. Solid defense, seasoned coach. Utah's got a lot going for him. Chris, what do you think, my man?
I'm actually going to go with Texas Tech on this one.
Ooh, I like that pick. I like that
For
a
no
lot.
reason. I just a little under the radar there. And I mean, as far as I think Texas Tech and Colorado is going to be an interesting matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be a fun game to watch. But yeah, I'll pick Texas Tech.
And
Okay.
keep in mind, too, that the Big 12 normally in the past does not play defense. So keep that in mind, too. It's just who has the powerhouse offense.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
good
And,
point.
Chris, Patrick Mahomes just recently gave Texas Tech $5 million to rebuild a whole new, I think their athletic complex or something like that. So Texas Tech got money.
Okay, they're getting money. They're going to revamp. Well, they're going to be looking good. I like the Raiders, man. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, though. Okay, I'm going to go with a classic of the Big 12. Somebody who's been there for a long time. Somebody who I think has just been waiting for an opportunity to grab this conference by the balls and rip them sideways and fuck it. And I'm talking Oklahoma State here. Mike Gundy finally going to win. Finally going to get that conference championship, and I like it. I like those boys a lot, and it's going to be fun to see what they do with this new revamped conference. So give me Oklahoma State this year. As far as new matchups go, not really. Maybe Utah. I think Okie State's going to be fun. Utah is basically the one I'm most excited about joining. But overall, Colorado, hopefully they lose all the games. I don't like them anymore. I just
love how Texas Tech and Oklahoma State gets mentioned because me and Brad are in talks of doing a brand new dynasty for NCAA football, and we might have to to keep people up to date what's going on with that dynasty.
Yeah, we talked about being Oklahoma State and Texas Tech, just taking over, man, being those guys those G's, man. Okay, so moving on, Pac-12, it's the Pac-2. There's really not much to go over there. We got Oregon State, Washington State. I don't know. I guess they're playing within other conferences. Poor Oregon State. I used to like those guys a lot. There's not much to talk about there. But SEC, they add a couple of big heavy hitters. Texas and Oklahoma from the Big 12. Two of the biggest teams outside of the SEC have now joined, creating the pathway for a lot of fun new matchups. And they've also removed divisions in SEC. This is going to be the biggest, weirdest feeling SEC seasons we've had in a long time. There's no more East-West. It's just going to be one big ass conference. Our schedule looks funky, very weird. Tennessee, I'm talking about. There's, and everybody in SEC is the same way. Not anywhere close to the way it's been over the last several years, or really ever since I started watching football. But I'm excited about the change. I'm excited about seeing it open up, and excited to see what we have here. What new matchups are you guys looking forward to? Who's going to win the SEC?
Kind of like the similarity with Colorado. Anybody with Florida, so I could just see Florida get their ass whooped. It's always great because Florida is the number one team right now with the toughest schedule in the entire NCAA football, man. If you read their last 6 games, I don't see how Florida can win more than 4 games. Not a chance in hell.
I hope they don't.
I am looking forward to Texas and Georgia. Like I've been talking about how Oregon's big deal with Ohio State. They have to win that game. Texas has to win that game against Georgia.
That's a tough one, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, I don't know if they play this year or not, but I'm looking forward to seeing Texas. I feel like Texas and LSU is just a perfect little rivalry made in rivalry heaven, if you will. I like the Oklahoma-Tennessee rivalry.
That's
matchup.
my pick. So I'll segue, piggyback off you into that. I think Tennessee and Oklahoma is probably my pick this year, and I unabashedly will pick Tennessee to win the SEC this year.
Oh, I like it. I like the
Oh
way you
my
think.
God.
Positivity abound, baby. Let's go.
I love it. Oh, and another thing too, Brad, that Ole Miss gets to play Oklahoma this year. That's a big one for Oklahoma.
I like that. I like Tennessee and Oklahoma because Heupel obviously went to Oklahoma, played there, won a national championship there. His alma mater. He coached there for a little bit as offensive coordinator. Now he's obviously the head coach at Tennessee. So I think that's going to be a fun, little interesting dynamic when we go down there this year. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick. It's hard. I don't like to do this. I don't want to do this. I feel like I don't like the guy. I feel like the only way to really do this though is to pick Georgia, and I hate that I'm saying it, but it's probably going to happen.
My God,
I'm going to go with the safe bet.
hater.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I mean, until I see, here's the thing. Okay, I love Tennessee. Until they show me they can win a road game, I'm not picking them to do really anything. They've been destroyed on the road time and time
again.
It's
that Oklahoma game. That's going to make the whole big difference of that.
At Oklahoma, at Georgia, there's two big ones. Not saying we can't make the playoffs, but I don't think we'll make the SEC championship because I think we're going to drop a couple of road games. And even if the home game is not really easy either. So I'm going to go with Georgia. It's a safe bet. I mean, until I see something change, I think they're probably going to continue their dominance. Carson Beck coming back. Stetson Bennett, son. Carson Beck coming in. He crushed it last year. There's no reason to believe
overrated.
We'll see.
He's the same thing with Stetson Bennett, man, but the defense makes the quarterback look great because the quarterback don't have to do much.
Either way, he freaking won 2 natties.
He did, yeah.
So unfortunately, that ass had. But man, I'm gonna anchor down, man.
Vanderbilt.
Give me Vanderbilt, baby. I'm rebuilding that dynasty. We're gonna fucking win, dude. Let's go.
I'm marking it. You can't change your answer.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm marking. It's been marked.
But guess what?
At the end of the season, I want you to play back our reactions to this initial video whenever we said who we were going to pick and see Birdie's excitement whenever they're 0 and.
Dude, I'm going to Vegas.
Market zero.
Yeah, 100 million
It's
Monopoly
zero,
money. We're going to anchor down with Vanderbilt, and then I'm just going to be the richest son of a bitch in the country for Vanderbilt. No, it's like Brad said, it has to be Georgia. Until you beat Georgia, Georgia's always going to be on top. You can't go back and
change it now.
It's got to be Georgia. But I'll tell you the team that you need to look out for. That's Ole Miss. I think they have all the tangibles to beat Georgia this year in the SEC championship.
Problem with Ole Miss is they've sucked over the last. I love Lane Kiffin. I know I shouldn't,
but that offensive line they're building over there is going to finally do some things.
I'm always pulling for Lane Kiffin, but they have not won any of their big games in the last couple of years. They get your popcorn ready
this year.
They get blown out by Alabama. They got blown out by Georgia. They're just like they're not even having close games with these big teams. They're beating Vanderbilts and Kentucky's and all this other stuff, and they're doing great with that. They'll start out 6-7-0.
Top 3 quarterback in the nation with their quarterback, who's going to be a top 3 quarterback draft pick in the NFL next year.
We'll see what happens. That's all I'm going to say is,
hey, I got his college football card. So once he makes it big in the NFL, I can sell that puppy off for $5,000. So
we'll see what happens, man. I like to see Ole Miss. If it's not us,
for $5.
Kadarius Toney. Okay, so we picked all the conferences. Now let's kind of go into something fun here real quick. The new college football playoff starts this year. 12 teams instead of 4. That's huge. That's big. We're going to have a lot more big games at the end of the season to watch. I'm really excited for it. Teams aren't going to be left out anymore. I mean, they might be, but at that point, you're on that border of like, should you even be there anyway? The 4th highest rated conference champions get seeds 1 through 4. The 5th one will be there, but they'll just be wherever they're ranked at, or if they're not in the top 12, they'll be in the 12th seed. The conference champs, those 1 through 4 seeds, they'll get buys. Everybody else in the first week of the playoffs, the higher seed's going to get home field advantage. And then they're going to move on to the home field advantage in the playoffs in college football, Birdie. How excited are you?
Imagine if the Vols get it. Do you know how much those tickets at Neyland, how much Neyland's going to be rocking, dude? How
amped would you be? Because there's no better atmosphere than college football, and you crank this up to playoffs, it's going to be fucking
playoffs.
playoffs.
And that
man.
will be those games will be, from my information, will be played on December the 20th. So at least 4 teams are going to have a very bad Christmas this year.
So let me ask this question. Postulates is here. So if we have a home playoff game, this is you two guaranteeing me that you will be there with me.
Fuck yeah.
If the prices
Okay.
are right, dude,
about it
I
either
will
way.
definitely go tailgate. We could even like host a live like tailgate party on a
Yeah.
stream or something.
Definitely. That'd be a lot of fun. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to see a group of 5 conference champion in there as well, because the Pac-12 is gone. That pretty much guarantees a group of 5 conference will get in there as the 5th, conference champion, basically. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to actually make their games much more important throughout the season, and the Sun Belt and, the American, like all their games, everybody's going to be fighting for that 5th spot. So that's going to be kind of fun as well. So what are we thinking here? Yeah, that's what we've needed, right? That's what we've needed.
Yes, all this time, man. I cannot believe, so full disclosure, like I did not even watch a college football game before maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And I remember the first time that I went to watch the playoffs, and you guys had described to me and told me how the playoffs, like, oh no, it's only like, what is it, 4 teams or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just 2 games, right? And then that's it. You decide a winner.
Semifinals,
And it's decided by a fucking committee of people who basically just decide who's going to go in, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In essence.
And that's still technically true outside of the
that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. So yes, I have been waiting. I can't even imagine how you guys feel, because like I thought that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard of, and I only had to wait 2 or 3 years to get to this point. You guys have been watching college football this way your entire lives.
Well, we started with the BCS, which is probably
this is ridiculous.
I know.
That's ridiculous, man. I cannot fucking believe that that's how the way they did things. So yeah, this is the way that it should be. I'm fucking stoked. This makes me get into college football, exponentially more than I have over the past couple of years. So that's awesome.
It gives you
I actually think it should be 16 in my opinion.
16 could work. Absolutely.
If it
Because
stop it from there.
There's enough teams in the league to make 16 work and still not really detract from the regular season. A lot of people worry that the 12 teams are going to detract from it. It's still important. You have a little bit of breathing room now that you didn't have before. Like you can slip up once, maybe twice, and still get in.
Yeah, well, it was ridiculous before. It was like, you couldn't, what was it? We went, was it 10-2 just 2 years ago? And fucking nightmare. We couldn't even get in.
Yeah, I double checked the math. Because they talked about this on game day. They showed what 2022 with a 12-team playoff would look like. I'm pretty sure they had us as like a 6th seed.
Sounds right. Yeah, I remember us. We were just outside.
7th seed. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing is you have a little breathing room, but the games are still as important as always. You can't go out there and go 8-4, or it really 9-3 is pushing it maybe. But I mean, and two, with this, the conference championships actually matter because you're fighting for that bye week, which is amazing, because before the last couple of years, the conference championships didn't mean shit. Like if we didn't lose this is just an example, 2022, if Tennessee didn't lose to South Carolina, we would have even made the conference championship and we would have made the playoffs. They were pointless. It was just basically an extra game for somebody to get hurt or, some people to get worn down and stuff like that. So now you're actually fighting for that bye week. It's an extra opportunity for you to do that. And now you're not going to get penalized for going and losing the conference championship, because you're probably still going to be in the top 12 if that happens. Because that's what happened to Georgia last year. They went to the SEC championship, lost to Bama, and they didn't make the playoffs. So it was a mess. It's a disaster. This year it's going to be fixed. You guys think you could pick 12 teams that you think is going to be in the playoffs this year?
Freddie probably can. No. I mean, full disclosure, no. I mean, and that's great, because this is going to be a lot of fun for you guys in the audience, because this will be the first year that I've followed college football outside of the SEC. So this is going to be a lot of fun for everybody to witness. But I couldn't confidently pick 12 teams to go there. But I will echo whatever Brad says. I think he's right.
Yeah, right.
What the hell? Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding, Bertie. I'm fucking with you, dude.
You are such a hater towards me because we whooped your team's ass in the Super Bowl. But
hey, you know what? There's always this year, buddy.
Hey, you know what? We'll see about that. I believe that is week 7. All right, let's get back to college. We're doing NFL for next week. But Brad, here's who I got. I could easily tell you my top 4 or rearrange the top 4, but 5 through 12 have no freaking idea because that all depends on how the season
Yeah,
goes.
just give me 12. No
Number
particular order.
1, Georgia. Number 2, Oregon. Number 3, Utah. Number 4, Virginia Tech, because I picked them to win the ACC. Number 5, again, I'm telling you, the team you need to watch out for in the country this year, Ole Miss.
Old piss.
You gotta put Ohio State in. You gotta put Ohio State in. You got to. Notre Dame, like, I think it's bullshit because I think Notre Dame is just always an underwhelming team every single year. But with it being expanding the 12 playoffs, I just don't see a playoff without Notre Dame being in it. So give me the Irish. Texas, hook them horns. And Chris is going to be a little happy here. I'm going to go with good old Rocky Top because I'm predicting right now Tennessee losing 2 games. And maybe if we lose that game if our 3 losses are Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia, if they're close, maybe they can lay us in at like an 11th spot in the college football playoffs. You might never know. So I have a great feeling about the fall. So I'm going to give Tennessee some credit. And then, of course, Alabama, you got to put in there. Alabama will always find a way. Penn State, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and see if they can sneak on in there. So, Davey, I know you're listening, my friend. Sorry, no Michigan. I don't think they can cut it this year. And then the 12, the the non-power 5. I've been hearing a lot of talk with this Liberty team, so I'm going to go with Liberty.
I like that. Chris, do you want to take a stab at it, or you just want to say fuck it?
Liberty of Buchema. Go ahead. I had to think about it too long.
Okay. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, Georgia, Miami, and Oregon because I picked those to win the conference championships. I'll go with Liberty as well because I think, that's just the easy pick for group of 5 conference. I too like Ohio State and Texas, and I think I like Penn State as well. I like that. I just feel like, they're due for it. And that's a team that's kind of been on the outside looking in. I'm going to take LSU as well. I'm going to take Tennessee because I just want to throw some positivity out there. And, I do think that we have a pretty decent chance of going 10-2. It all comes down to Nico and staying healthy and all that stuff. But I think, I'm just going to take a chance and put that in there because I really want to see it. And I'm just hoping I'm speaking it into existence. I got 2 more, I think.
Yes.
Let me go. I like your Notre Dame pick, man. I really do.
They got a little bit of a tough schedule, but yeah, like there should be no excuse Notre Dame doesn't make it. Like if they don't make it this year with the introduction of being 12, Notre Dame will have no business anymore being in there, in my opinion. Because what else do we have to do to Notre Dame to make them happy?
I think you're right about Bama. I like Bama being there as well. Although I did say they'll probably go 9-3 this year, I still think you're not being wise if you leave Bama out of the playoffs at 12 teams, I think. And give me Clemson. I think they might come in at large. Give me Clemson here.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, anything can happen. I bet this will be like maybe 50% right, but give me Clemson. Chris, you got anything you want to take a stab, or you just want to say fuck it?
No, I said whatever you said, bud. So
you double down. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll put you, Brad and Chris. Okay, we'll see how we turn out at the end of the season. That's just spitballing. Again, who knows what happens? I like it. We'll see what happens. But really, we got one last thing to do here today. Brett, you got some games this week for us to pick. And I'm excited about it.
Man. I got the fun responsibility I would say, like, if we could maybe change it up too, but I love doing these picks, like finding some of the, the big time matchups, but also at the exact same time, I'm going to throw some wild cards at you, but like hard to pick games. So let's freaking do this, man. We're going to start off strong here for a big Sunday night football game between the ranked 23 USC Trojan man, at freaking LSU, dude, number 13 team in the country. So USC has to go to freaking Death Valley at night. And yeah, good luck USC with that. It's almost impossible to beat LSU in Death Valley at a night game. Just like the Falls at night game. It's hard to beat the Falls at a night game too. So LSU over USC. Give me the Go Tigers.
We're going to have to get them boys out there. We're going to get them some crawfish. We're going to get...
I'm sorry, that's Coach O. He's not there anymore. I know.
Hey, remember time Bobby Boucher? We're gonna come in
That was him, dude. We always had this joke. It would have been the best skit in the world. Like, Coach, how do you get your boys to play so hard?
Well, after the first plate of crawfish we give them, they go out there and they practice. We give them a second plate of crawfish out there.
You know, I mean, that's honest. I mean, come on, that's a good Coach O, right?
First off, you gotta suck the head of the crawfish, and and then gobble that shit up. Oh, I mean, go Tigers.
Yeah, fuck all that. I mean, I'm still gonna take LSU. You know, I think what?
Oh, man.
This is funny. This is fuck all that. I'll pick LSU. I'm gonna go LSU too. I like LSU in that matchup.
I was like, what do
LSU.
you think? It's such a crazy pick or something?
Let's go with the college game day of the week, where the Irish, number 7 ranked Notre Dame Irishmen, are going to the 12th man at number 20 Texas A&M at a night game. Chris, you're having, I think your mic stand needs a little blue chew.
It's a new arm, and we haven't figured each other out yet, so it's a work in progress. But yeah,
it's a hand-to-hand working relationship.
It definitely needs some blue chew. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do Notre Dame, Texas A&M. College game day is going to Texas A&M. You know, the 12th man, and again, this is a big one for Notre Dame to win to go in to make their playoff case. It's just again, man, night game, the 12th man. The Aggie dog is going to be all riled up, barking his little head off, man. But give me them Aggies, man. Give me Texas A&M.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go. I think Texas A&M is still a little bit of a question mark for me right now. So for that reason, I think I'm going to go Notre Dame to pull off the road victory. And that's a tough atmosphere. That's the one thing that's like, oh, this is not good for you. The pulse meter on NCAA it's going to be rocking. But give me Notre Dame just because they're a little bit, more established at this point. First game of the year. Give me Notre Dame.
I'm going to say the Aggies, you're good. That's yeah.
I was like, what was more?
Yeah, probably maybe a different audience. So that's a reference to our other podcast. But yeah, I'm going to take the Aggies, man. I think that's
Nuggets. I hope you're really listening very well right now, man. We got your 19 Miami Hurricanes going to the swamp of the Florida Gators. This is a 3:30 kickoff. Not going to be an easy game for the Miami Hurricanes because I'll admit, as much as I hate Florida, that swamp atmosphere is very tough to win a football game at. But fuck Florida. I think the Hurricanes get the job done to start off their year right. Give me the Hurricanes. That's for you, Nugget.
I will too take the Miami Hurricanes because again, I'm trying to speak this into existence, and I just think they're a better team. Florida, to me, Tennessee can't beat them. I get that, but I think most people can.
I'll see you in fucking Florida.
Most people can, and so give me Miami. This is where they kick off their campaign 2024 ACC champs. Let's see it winning at Florida.
I will third that almost for the same reason that Brad did. I just will not vote for Florida. But they're also in a bit of a shit pickle right now, and it doesn't seem like they've improved all that much. So I will say Miami.
These picks here, I really dived into the barrel here to pick some very tough key matchups here. So let's go with the first one here. Let's go with Southern Miss at Kentucky.
Southern Miss at Kentucky. Give me Kentucky.
Kentucky. You know what, Chris? I'm going to agree with you. I'm going Kentucky as well. And it's the first home team I think I'm picking, but I think Kentucky's got that one in the bag for sure.
Not so fast, my friend. I can see Kentucky slipping on this one. Give me Southern Miss on a big upset.
I like it. Picking upsets, Birdie. I like
Plus,
it.
we hate Kentucky here at Tennessee. We deserve that barrel every year. I just tell you, man, Southern Miss. I just have a feeling that they're just and they're going to be playing in that Sun Belt conference this year. I believe they're in the Sun Belt. So it's just going to be crazy, man. Watch out for them, Golden Eagles.
Hell yeah, dude. I dig it. What else you got, Birdie?
And I'm actually fact checking real quick. And yeah, Southern Miss just joined the Sun Belt this year, so that's a big deal for the Sun Belt Conference.
Shit, yeah, it is.
All right, this one, I really dive in the barrel. But we are welcoming Jacksonville State into Division I program territory now against a team that's just barely been in the Division I of Coastal Carolina. So we got Coastal Carolina at Jacksonville State.
Yeah, I don't know much about these two teams at all.
Me neither. That's why I picked it.
Hey, baby, we're gonna. So I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina.
Dig it. I will too be going with Coastal Carolina. Give me the experience here.
Exactly.
You want the experience, man. Hey, not so fast, my friend. Give me Jack State, baby. Break it down. This is the main event pick. This is pretty much why everybody's going to be tuning in to college football in week 1. Not week 0, but for week freaking 1. The one that's just going to start out the entire year. It's going to set up big expectations of what the early stages of the college football playoff could look like. And we got number 14 Clemson going up against the Dogs of Georgia.
I don't really have a good reason why Clemson couldn't take this. Yeah, either way, give me Clemson. I'm going to take them. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I want to try to speak it into existence. I will take Clemson. Yes, I will.
Chris, you're going to lose I have a feeling your record at the end of the year is going to be about 16 and 112.
But hear me out though.
But
when we get to NFL, it will be inverse.
True,
okay?
it'll balance out. Yeah, it'll balance out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Georgia all day. I don't think it's going to be close. I think they wax the floor with them. I know I put Clemson in the playoffs, but they don't start off anywhere close to beating Georgia, I don't think. So, yeah, it's going to happen. Georgia, Clemson's kind of fallen off for me the last few years. So, still a decent team, but they're not a team that's going to compete with Georgia, I don't think. So give me Georgia.
All right, guys. This is, man, here's the deal. I hate picking uglies. I really do. I can't stand looking at them. And if you have a dog named Ugo, like, I'm not going to pick him, man. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't forget. That's one of my things in life. If you fuck me over, I will not forget. And Debo Swinney, I have not forgotten the words you talk all that shit about Tennessee, and we have to put the fucking whooping on you in this bowl game right here. Remember that Orange Bowl and how you all were going to take us down, but instead we whooped your candy asses. So you're the real uglies. I ain't picking you. Give me them dogs, baby.
Oh, I can't believe you just did the freaking Dogs. Oh,
Hey,
man.
technically,
I bet
I'm
you're
a
not
Tennessee
wrong.
dog,
When
too.
you
I'm a
beat the
Tennessee
Georgia
dog, too.
Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the Bulldog bite.
Yeah.
I can't
it's
fucking
gonna be-
believe that we're already there. We're literally already in college. We're a week away from NFL. Fuck, man. Time flies.
Hey, well, that's what we're going to talk about real quick. We didn't have any audience questions this week, but if you guys have any questions for next week's episode, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Hit us up on social media. We'll try to get to those. Next week, obviously we had a kickoff for college football. This week, next week, expect something similar for the NFL, as well as a recap of these first few games, or the first week of games in college. It's going to be great.
And
of
more
course,
pick'ems.
Yeah, more pick'ems and all kinds of random shit that could happen too. So excited about it. We thank you for joining in, listening, watching, whatever you're doing. And yeah, we can't wait to see you guys again next week.
We love you all.
Go Vols!
Go Vols.